Once Enki develops as a significant character directly opposing the council of divine beings, who had declared mankind's devastation in the story, the divine beings are driven by Enlil, who was rankled by the commotion and chaos of people, chosen to cleanse the soil with an awesome surge. In any case, Enki, ever the advocate, unveiled the divine arrangement to Zeusudra, directed him to construct a gigantic dispatch ark to spare himself and his family, and a selection of all living animals. The similitudes between this Sumerian surge account and the story of Noah from the Hebrew Book of Scriptures beginning 6 and 9 are striking. Both include a divine decision to cleanse the earth with a surge, a chosen person accepting enlightenment to construct an ark, and the preservation of life to repopulate the planet. These parallels have driven a few researchers to propose that the biblical story might be an adaptation or reinterpretation of the older Mesopotamian surge, which accounts for Enki's expectation to protect humanity in the setting of our investigation. These accounts are especially uncovering as they bolster the concept of Enki as the hereditary modifier and defender of the human race, highlighting his significant part in forming human destiny. This divine act of resistance protected the hereditarily adjusted people, guaranteeing the survival and continuity of the new mankind within the complicated web of old Sumerian mythology. There's one concept that's especially intriguing, allegedly utilized by Enki, to educate and direct humankind. They are regularly portrayed in the old writings as divine orders or equations, which epitomize different perspectives of civilization, such as expressions that create sciences and societal standards. But what were these messages precisely? A few researchers have interpreted the message as a framework of organized information or shrewdness, instrumental within the movement of early human social orders. Be that as it may, within the light of Enki's association with hereditary adjustment, a more radical elucidation develops. Might these messes be typical representations of a hereditary code or complex, logical information as we dig more deeply into the antiquated writings we encounter? The narrative of Enki and Inanna, where Enki, in a minute of revelry, gives the mess to Inanna, the goddess of cherish and war. This ACT comes about within the blooming of her city, Uruk, suggesting a conceivable relationship between the Emis and the extension of civilization within the organic setting of DNA. The blueprint of life can be seen as a set of enlightenings that guides the development and working of all living beings. If we consider this parallel, the hypothesis that the Emis seem to symbolize a frame of genetic or logical knowledge becomes tantalizing. It seems that the Emis were much more than fair divine orders or equations. May they be an antiquated Sumerian typical representation of hereditary codes, or a body of progressed logical information, as we proceed to investigate and interpret the ancient past. These conceivable outcomes thrust the boundaries of our understanding, welcoming us to question and reevaluate the roots of human evolution. Our travel through the old Sumerian world draws us into a persevering fascination with the riddle of Enki. The god of shrewdness and life, he stands as a pivotal figure in antiquated mythology, eminent for his creative ability and respected as the planner of humanity, but his narrative extends far past the legendary domain, giving rich ground for elective hypotheses, approximately the genesis of mankind, as we consider the stories of Enki's hereditary tests and their consequent repercussions. We can't offer assistance, but venture into the domain of hypothesis. Might the perplexing accounts of the Sumerian writings, full of allegories and images, be an encoded history of human advancement, and may the affirmed hereditary alterations sanctioned by Enki be a confirmation of a progressed civilization possessing information far past their time. Analyzing Enki's bequest, it's curious to consider the potential impacts of these genetic modifications on human evolution. On the one hand, the Sumerian writings paint a picture of a race upgraded by divine intervention, an update that catapulted humankind into the daybreak of civilization. On the other hand, present-day translations, whereas theoretical, offer a tantalizing plausibility. The infusion of Anunnaki DNA has presented a noteworthy shift in human hereditary cosmetics, contributing to the rapid headway of early societies from this vantage point of the puzzler of Enki. Not only as it opens a captivating exchange on human beginnings, but also poses significant questions about our collective past. Whether seen as strict historical accounts or metaphorical narratives, the tales of Enki's hereditary alterations challenge customary views, sparking our interest and encouraging us to explore the endless embroidered artwork of human history. Our travel through the antiquated writings, myths, and translations presently brings us to the edge of a critical time. The dawn of civilization, the Sumerians, whose roots are profoundly entwined with the accounts of Enki and the Anunnaki, stood as pioneers amid this transformative period. The quick movement of their civilization was nothing short of surprising, with headways in innovation, craftsmanship, law, and organization. That set a point of reference for future social orders. We see the worlds to begin with composed dialect rise here, cuneiform beside the spearheading of complex numerical frameworks, the wheel, and the most punctual legitimate codes. A few researchers have mulled over a potential interface between this fast movement and the gathered hereditary control by Enki. They conjecture that these capacities, the information and attitudes that set the Sumerians apart, were not a sudden improvement, but maybe a continuous unleashing of hereditary potential embedded by the Anunnaki. The wrangle about whether these headways were a natural result of human advancement or the result of Enki's hereditary changes is progressing. Be that as it may, it's verifiable that the Sumerians' progressions have reverberated through time, affecting the direction of human civilization. The understanding of Enki's charged hereditary alterations is irrefutably disagreeable and intensely dependent on translations of antiquated writings and artifacts. However, it presents a compelling point of view on the roots of our civilization, encouraging us to re-examine our understanding of human roots and the variables that recognize us as a species. As our travel winds down the passages of antiquated Sumerian civilization, we are confronted with the charming story of the extraordinary Anunnaki flight. This pivotal occasion, portrayed in a few Sumerian writings, marks an urgent turn within the chronicles of human history. Concurring to these old sources, there came a time when the Anunnaki has chosen to take off soil this flight. However, was not abrupt. It is believed that Enki, humanity's genetic architect, played a crucial role in preparing humanity for this transition. The Sumerian texts tell us of how Enki took upon himself to ensure that humanity was equipped with the necessary knowledge and tools to thrive in Anunnaki's absence. Some scholars propose that this included advanced knowledge in agriculture, social organization, and possibly even technology and medicine. Furthermore, some interpretations suggest that Enki ensured the activation of latent genetic potential within humans. Before the great departure of these enhancements, It is conjectured that they might have been encoded in the human genome and programmed to manifest over generations, perhaps explaining the sudden bursts of advancements in various civilizations that followed these interpretations through speculative posit and intriguing perspectives about Enki's final act. Whether through imparting knowledge or activating our latent potential, it is believed that Enki ensured humanity could stand on its own, prosper, and progress forever, shaping the course of human civilization. As we step back from the ancient city-states of Sumer, the story of Enki remains imprinted in our minds, his footsteps echoing through the sands of time. Enki, the alleged shaper of mankind, the god of wisdom and life, have led us through a captivating narrative that has left an indelible mark on the fabric of human history. This journey through ancient Sumer and its myths isn't simply a voyage into the past, it is an invitation to delve deeper into this labyrinth of ancient narratives and decipher the enigma of Enki. The tales we've traversed invite each of us to continue the exploration, to question, to ponder, and to form our interpretations of this compelling narrative. The Sumerians, an ancient civilization that once thrived in the fertile plains between the Tigris and Euphrates, have left behind a rich cultural and historical legacy. With their intricate cuneiform script etched on clay tablets, we have unearthed stories, laws, hymns, and laments that provide us with a unique window into their world. In the end, the allure of these ancient tales rests not just in their narrative charm, but in their power to connect us with our distant past and to prompt us to question our origins. As we decipher these stories, we continue to be intrigued by Enki and his role in shaping mankind. So as we step back from the sun-baked ruins of ancient Sumer and into the world we know, we carry with us the enduring mystery of Enki, a tale from the dawn of civilization that continues to ignite our curiosity, stimulate our imagination, and invite us to venture further into the labyrinth of our past, a journey that is far from over.